Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about nice thing happened on Doordash. So recently I got an email from one of my subscribers.
Anonymous sender.
Thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. This individual ended up going through a very interesting experience with a delivery and decided to share this with me via email. And I'm kind of excited to read about it because we don't get enough good news anymore. So with that said, I want to go over everything that is being said in this email, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over is very market dependent, and what applies to me and my market may not apply to you. Also, I'm not discrediting anything that he went through or anything like that. I am simply reacting to the email itself. So with that said, let's get started. So TGI Friday messed up this lady's order. After I left, she called and pointed out how much of her order was missing and asked if I can go back to get the rest and offered me $10 for gas. Now you see, that's fine to me because for us as gig workers, right? We are only responsible for taking the order or orders that TGI hands to us. And if they mess up, that's their own stupid fault. That should be held accountable by the company. But if they do end up offering you more money, you should consider taking their offer. Why? Because not only will that affect your ratings if they decide to rate you poorly, or even boost it, because a lot of people are complaining about not getting enough ratings in their market, but also consider this. There's only so much you could do as a gig worker, right? Why not take the opportunity while you're waiting for other orders to accept her offer as a personal client? Because you never know what kind of relationship that can end up fostering, you know? She already tipped well, and I'd be happy to go back. $17. So she already tipped $17 for the order. She's offering an extra $10 in gas, and you already received the base pay for the order. This is a really good order already. And it's not even your fault that TGI Fridays messed up. When I dropped off the food, there was a Hallmark card taped to the door. $50, and thanks for going back. Hope this makes up for any bad tippers tonight. Aw, that's so sweet. These are the kind of relationships that should be fostered on the platform, in my opinion. Because do this with a customer that isn't gonna treat you right, and you're expecting you to go above and beyond and run through hoops and circles and do backflips for only the base pay. This person tipped phenomenally, and I really do mean phenomenally, and she chose to take a generous approach. These are the kind of people I would like to see have a more consistent and positive relationship with on the platform, because this was awesome. Good for you. Also, this week I was experimenting with pay by time. This weekend was amazing. Tonight I got an order from Panera. It was the cheapest thing on the menu, a bit far, and of course no tip. Also no apartment number. Isn't that how it always is? They forget half the information to add on the freaking order. So I called when I got their apartment number, went to leave at the door, and a lady opened the door and said, "1 sec, I have to take a pic." I got burned before handing to customer with no pic. Yeah, that's one thing I would say if you're a gig worker, try to take the picture anyway. You don't want customers to pull some shady stuff later on because you decided to not take the extra picture even though they met you at the door, even though they marked it as leave at the door. Cover your own ass. Her adorable little kid came walking to the door, smiling, waving, saying hi. The kid was so happy and kept saying bye and waving as I left. That made my night. Yeah, some kids are just adorable that way. Like they see another human being and they have to wave the whole time before being dragged into the house by the parent because they didn't really want you to leave. It's so funny. Anyway, if any of this is useful, please make use of it. Please don't mention my email. It's my name. Yeah, if you guys are ever concerned about email emailing me a story or something, you don't want to be shouted out, you'd rather remain anonymous, totally fine. I get that. Just make sure you say whatever you want me to refer to you as. In this case, you didn't want to be mentioned at all.
Anonymous sender.
If you do want me to mention you, just make sure you sign at the bottom or something like that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna find a username or something and just use that. But in this case, you said you'd rather be anonymous, so that's cool. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. I think this strategy for developing the clientele on the platform is a positive one, in my opinion. You found a customer that not only tipped on the app very well, they tipped after, and they tipped after very well. And instead of you just doing the order, calling it a day, even though the restaurant messed up, it wasn't your mess up, but the restaurant messed up, you received a phenomenal tip after. That's excellent. I'm very happy for you. Those are the kind of relationships you want to see on these platforms. And we all complain to a certain degree about there being an abundance of no-tip customers and stuff like that. And I agree with you 100%. There is a lot of them at the moment. But this is a strategy in which you can adopt into your own life and actually, you know, make sure that these customers are very happy and staying on the platforms. Or you try to build up your own clientele for something else if you do want to take that route. But most people prefer to just keep delivery separate and build a separate business entirely on the side. That's up to you. All in all, just make sure that you're doing what you can for the quality tip customers, especially if you want them to keep ordering. And for the customers that don't really tip anything and treat drivers poorly, well, no tip, no trip definitely still applies. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.